The Mollusk by Ween. This thing's a masterpiece. It's their Dark Side of the Moon. The nautical theme that runs throughout it just makes this thing amazing. When they started touring with this album, I was just started moving from volunteering at the Warfield in Fillmore to like where they were paying me. I was on the staff, and I was really excited because Ween was coming to the Warfield in '97, and I was going to work that, and that was just going to be great. I get down there that night, and they said, "Hey, we need you instead to go down to the Fillmore and work the Mo show." And I'd never seen Mo. I kind of wanted to see Mo. Everybody was kind of like, Mo was kind of becoming a thing. I tried to go see them once at the Great American Music Hall, and it was sold out. It was like, didn't bother. So I hadn't seen them yet. I was still really bummed about missing Ween. Went down, worked the Mo show. They're fine. Bob Weir kind of sat in with that night and did Violently Blues, which was cool, but I don't know. I saw Mo about 3 or 4 times over the years working at the Warfield Fillmore, and I'd say I really thought about 15 minutes of the 5 or 6 hours of them I saw was really good. Anyway, but the kicker was when the bootlegs came out of the show at the Warfield that Ween did. Gene Ween makes a reference. He's talking about, hey, we were just north of San Francisco at this rest stop, and this hippie dude came up to us and he's like, "Hey man, you guys going to see Mo?" And he was like, "No man, we're not going to see Mo." So that's on the recording on this Warfield tape that I like every time. Like, God, it pierced my heart. I missed that Ween show because it was a good one. But seeing this is a nautical themed album, I'm going to tell the story about the time that we went fishing with Dean Ween. He's an avid fisherman. He'll take people out on charters. You know, you can book a charter with him. And for my brother's bachelor party, we decided we were going to book a Dean Ween fishing charter. So I give Dean Ween a call or email him, and we set this whole thing up. And so some of Kevin's friends and a couple of my uncles, we all go out to New Jersey and go fishing with Dean Ween. And my Uncle Tim, who was quite the character, R.I.P. He came. He was only about 12 years old. He was my mom's youngest sibling, and he's always been a character, bachelor his whole life. Loves to party. Very awesome guy. Tons of fun. All my friends always loved hanging out. We'd go to Vegas and with his buddies, and it was always great. But anyway, he has no idea who Ween was, and neither did my other uncle. But they came along anyway, and so Dean Ween and Uncle Tim are hitting it off because he's not amazed by rock stars or anything like that. I think for a while at least we were all kind of like, oh my God, we're fishing with Dean Ween. But at one point, all of a sudden I hear this commotion, and Dean Ween is screaming, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing it. Now, we'd been fishing for bunker heads to use for bait to get some bigger fish. And I guess on every charter, Dean Ween will offer somebody $100 to bite the head off one of these fish. And Uncle Tim did, and he'd nobody's ever done this before. So Uncle Tim made $100 that day by biting the head off the fish. And so legends were made on that boat. We had a great time fishing. We didn't catch shit other than some little stuff. It ended up being a whole booze cruise that day, but with Dean Ween, so we had a great time. The next day, I was going through the airport to get back home, and my phone's ringing as I'm going through security, and it's Dean Ween calling. Fuck, I can't answer it because I'm going through security. So I get on the plane, I check my messages, and he had left a message saying, "Hey man, I hope you guys had a great time. It was a fun blast. Send me any pictures you have of the trip. I'd like to see them, especially ones of Uncle Tim." So that was the time Dean Ween and Uncle Tim became bros. And we did get, well, I didn't, but Kevin got Uncle Tim out to see a Ween show down in LA not too long after that. So he did get to become part of the whole fun. So anyway, the Mollusk, 28 SpongeBobs.